The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were...
Shirley Bassey has always been in your life. I mean, I was born in 1954. There isn't a time without Shirley Bassey.
Say, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind?
I bought a ticket of her.
This year, Shirley Bassey has taken on quite possibly her biggest challenge.
I can't get into it. I can't give it a performance, you know.
She's confronting her life in song for the making of her new studio album, the first in 20 years.
It's a matter of making it work for the record.
Yeah, but to make it work for the record, it has to work for me.
It's a daunting project. Tonight, we follow her throughout that process and meet some of today's most accomplished songwriters who've been set the task of writing new material, especially for the Dame.
There's so few of these type of artists around anymore to write for, so I think that's probably why everyone's been so excited about it.
There's a real pressured weightiness about trying to write for Shirley Bassey, one of Britain's premier character singers, really.
She doesn't just use her voice to sing songs. It's real heart and soul when she sings.
If I could reach out with my hands across the sea, I'd take...
The girl from Tiger Bay now looks out across Monaco Bay, where she lives in semi-retirement.
I can hope, I can pray, I can wait.
Despite having reached a pinnacle of success and with nothing left to prove, at 72, Dame Shirley has decided to step back in the spotlight and into the studio.
Sometimes you could sit here in this beautiful place and you don't need to go and do that anymore, but do you miss it if you're not performing? Is that something that's a part of your life that you would really miss if you weren't doing it?
No. I mean, I have not done a concert tour in 5 years. I did, well, Glastonbury was, 3 years ago. No, I mean, I'm quite content not to do it.
Given you didn't need to do it, you have this great success, you know, look at, around us, your career is all over the walls here. Why did you take the risk?
I think it was the fact that they were all famous. And I said, my God, what an honor. I can't turn this down. I've got to find some way of getting my voice on to these songs.
Guiding her through the album is Bond composer David Arnold. He was responsible for casting the songwriters and approached artists as diverse as the Pet Shop Boys, Gary Barlow, and the Manic Street Preachers.
I wanted to make a credible record, which was to do with her, would be about her, and be authored by people who appreciated her for what she had done and for what she still can do as a singer.
They're very simple songs, and yet each song seems to tell a story, a narrative which somehow is personal to you.
It's like they got into my head. I mean, how do they know so much about me?
It was St. David's Day when we docked in Tiger Bay.
Shirley Veronica Bassey was born in 1937 in Tiger Bay, a poor immigrant neighbourhood in Cardiff. She was the youngest of 7 children her mother, a Yorkshire woman, her father, a Nigerian sailor, who left the family when she was 2. From an early age, she sought solace in singing.
Let's get to Tiger Bay.
I grew up singing. My mother used to say I could sing before I could walk. And I think she was joking.
Why did you feel you needed to sing?
Well, it was better than crying. It really was. Instead of crying, I used to sing. Yeah, and in the middle of the night too. You know, I was uncomfortable, sleeping in between 2 sisters. You know, coming in on top of me, and so I would start singing. You know, to make myself comfortable, and then my sister would shout, "Mom, Shirley's at it again."
Was it overcoming your shyness to some extent? That was what it was?
Yes, I was terribly shy. And how I ever got to go on stage in front of hundreds and then thousands of people, I'll never know.
Yes, many times I've wondered why I will always remain in a place so full of mystery, bad alchemy and pain.
Fellow Welsh rockers, the Manic Street Preachers, took inspiration from Shirley's early life and the exotic stories they'd heard about her birthplace.
More than anything, Tiger Bay had a bit of a looming presence in our mind because, you know, we remember our fathers saying stuff about Tiger Bay when they used to be bikers when they were young.
Very NPC stuff.
Yeah, like, oh,
In a good way,
Tiger Bay was
exciting
amazing,
voice.
full of wild women and fights and knives and big bloody steaks in French restaurants. And like they talked about it as if it was, I don't know, it's party central, but somehow quite dangerous as well.
Yeah.
Quite exotic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was just a resonance there in the culture and in your mind. I've tried to get Tiger Bay in a song title a lot of times, and it's always been quite crass, but this time it seemed perfect.
I left so young. It will always be in my heart, but it's changed beyond recognition. There is no Tiger Bay anymore. You know, that they pulled it apart and they've made it Butte Town. So now it lives on forever in that song.
Yes.
The girl from Tiger Bay.
Let's just quickly do Girl from Tiger Bay.
Yeah.
It's the bought a ticket of a lifetime.
Dame Shirley is in there because this is a very early rehearsal for songs. I'm trying to make out which one this is.
There's no denying who I am.
This is Shirley's opportunity to find the right key for her voice and familiarise herself with the lyrics with her musical director, Mike Dixon.
The girl from Tiger Bay.
And then we have this bit.
Memories of Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. But that's all the memories and all the scars, making that
All the
scan.
memories. Why can't we all the memories, all the scars? Why
don't you do that?
Yeah.
Because
Too many
that
words.
would make more sense
Yes.
of the lyric.
That's a funny one, because that is a line I've been trying to get in a lyric since, 2000, I think it was, 2001.
But I do like the words of that. All the memories
Scars
and all
and
the
memories.
scars.
All the
They
memories
dance
and all
away
the
into the
scars, they
stars.
dance away.
As soon as I saw it in this lyric, it was really strange. I thought, oh, that's amazing, because I could see her hand going, all the inevitable scars. I could see her kind of, I could see her almost gesticulating, kind of like, you know, the lyric itself.
3, 4,
All the memories, all the scars. They dance away into the stars. They dance away into the stars. I like it.
It's easier to write that for, you know, our own songs, usually completely miserable, but writing about Shirley, it felt easier to be uplifting lyrically.
She left Tiger Bay and became a cabaret singer, travelling round Britain in touring reviews while still in her teens.
I love to travel. I didn't know at the beginning if I sang so I could travel, or the other way around.
Is that because you're just you like to see different places and be in different places?
It's in my blood. My father went round the world. He was, you know, a merchant seaman, and went round the world. My stepfather, the same thing, and they come back with these stories, you know, of these exotic places. And this little kid was listening to, like, wonderful. But I didn't know singing would get to take me to all those places.
Now when it comes to a question of sin, as Professor Joe would say, well, it all depends on what you mean by sin today.
At 17, she briefly quit the circuit to have her first child. But in 1955, she landed a recording deal. And at 19, she released her first song, Burn My Candle.
Who's got a match we're striking? Don't say it all depends. Who wants to help me burn my candle at both ends? Who's got a light he's hiding under a bush of friends? Who wants to help me?
Yeah, I was banned by the BBC. And I didn't know why. And I said, why are they banning it? And my manager said, well, the lyrics may have something to do with it. And I said, yeah, but what? I didn't even know what it was about.
Who doesn't mind the reaper after he's sown wild oats? Who wants to take a chance and help me burn my boats?
I'd never sung a risque song, and I think they purposely didn't tell me so that I could give it that innocence, you know. They conned me.
Because he'd return. Who was an urge to turn the handle, open my door and spurn the scandal? Who wants to help me burn my candle?
This girl from a very poor background in Tiger Bay, what was her aspiration as far as you could see it?
Well, I mean, stardom was the instant word in her mind, and she achieved it. Total self-confidence. She knew who she was. She knew she had already arrived.
And now I would like to sing for you the song that introduced me to #1 position in the hit parade. I will love you as I love you all my life.
Whenever Shirley Bassey came down Denmark Street, which was Timpan Alley, the great days in the music business, publishers would say, Shirley Bassey's down. You know, it was a big deal.
Just as you are all I could pray for.
We hadn't heard a voice like that ever in this country. And I think the sheer power and energy and enthusiasm of her voice was irresistible. Shirley must have had hundreds and hundreds of songs submitted to her.
Funny songs, sexy songs, cabaret songs. She wasn't the normal, just pop singer.
It's just one of those gifts of God, a natural instrument. It's a virtuoso machine, you know.
Half a century on, the chance to be placed alongside these classics is still a challenge for today's songwriters.
I think for any young writer, you know, I think we dream of being like those characters, to have a fantastic catalogue of standards, you know. Standards are almost old-fashioned now.
You ready to have a go? Oh, this is the one with loads of paper.
Gary Barlow wanted to recall the standards of this bygone era to create his song for Shirley's voice.
You don't believe this, I tell you. There's so many pages.
I was very excited to write for that voice and instantly went on to research because I just wanted to hear whether over time her range had reduced, because she was always known for having the classic 3-octave ability. You know, was that still there? You know, I was interested because that affects the composition. You know, if you work into a smaller range, that's going to affect the song in a massive way.
I knew that he was struggling with it, and I think he was struggling with it because he wanted it to be absolutely the best thing that he could possibly do ever.
I had the verse and the chorus, and I kept getting calls from the label saying, "Can we hear the song?" I was like, I'm a bit busy this week, can we do it next week? And of course I wasn't busy. I was trying to figure this section out because I was trying too hard actually, because I was trying to go the da-da-da-da, the da-da-da-da-da-da, and it didn't need it.
He didn't send a demo. He came and played and sang for me. And I don't know who was nervous. We were arguing there for about like 2 minutes, who was more nervous.
Too much further down, too much stepped in my ground, no pride left to be proud, only fear.
When I sat down at the piano, my hands were shaking a bit, because I think playing in front of an audience is one thing, but playing in front of an artist like her, I mean, she's a legend, you know. So I was very nervous that day.
Gary's song was reminiscent of Rodgers and Hammerstein, in keeping with the standards in Shirley's back catalogue.
You know what the key to this song was, or something when I started figuring it out on the piano, was the sixth. And I don't want to get too boring, but the sixth in a chord, if that's a straight chord, is this note. Da. Now the sixth is a very old-fashioned note. It's not been used for years, really, it hasn't. And I thought if I could make this song all about the sixth, it would bring back the sixth. I've been wanting to do one for years. Da. And also when you go up, da, da, da. It's such a romantic note, and used heavily by the Beatles, Neil Sedaka, Burt Bacharach, big on the sixth, loved the sixth. I know this time's the time for loving, and it's right here in front of my eyes.
I know this time's the kind you only get once in your life.
And then we get to Left a Lot of Courage Behind. Do you want to go from that second? So we go from after you've got to
Bridge 2.
Bridge 2.
Go back to. I know this time's the time. Go back to chorus.
Yeah.
Despite Gary attempting to work in a classic musical tradition, the sheer amount of lyrics is new to Shirley.
I can't give it a performance, you know. I can't.
Well,
it's words.
I mean, maybe there's some bits that we can take out. Maybe there's some things that we can just take out and release it.
I mean, you can't do that on stage. I think
we'd
bring
have
it
to.
all in like that.
We found a way, I think, at the end of the rehearsal for her to understand the song. And we made a little trim of the very last chorus. We just cut a little bit out of that, which seemed to really help the shape.
I know this heart,
And what was fascinating was watching the repetition. Repetition caused some little cog to sort of go into place.
I know this time's forever, for worse and for better, this time.
And after about 3 or 4 times of singing it all the way through, suddenly it became her song. It stopped being Gary's song, if you like, and it became her song. It seemed to just gel.
This time What about that? We only got that today. Because, I mean, I didn't know what to do with it until today. I found it. Wow. I don't know who I left out there, but Shirley Bassey came in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Shirley Bassey.
I got too hungry for dinner at 8. I love it.
Shirley took her talent to the States, where, uniquely as a British singer, she ranked alongside the American elite.
That's why this lady is a tramp. I like the free, fresh wind in my hair. Like without care.
My mother loved Shirley Bassey. Anybody who had that rich, big, honest sound. And that's the one thing about Shirley Bassey. She's honest. You believe everything she says, you believe everything she sings.
Yes, I'm a tramp.
Shirley comes from an age where, you know, the very first few syllables, you knew who the singer was. You know, and obviously it's a whole generation of singers that didn't necessarily write the songs, but they took ownership of them. You know, people like Frank, you know, Elvis, Shirley, you know. They didn't necessarily write the songs, but perhaps it was just that feeling in their heads where they thought they had to make up the shortfall. We're not writing these songs, but we're just going to make them sound as if no one else can ever sing them again.
The next target in Shirley's sights was Hollywood. Bond already had an iconic opening sequence, but when Bassey was added to the mix, she triggered a lethal cocktail of glamour, sex, and danger.
John Barry came to me one day and said, I've written the music for a song for the next Bond, Goldfinger, and he said, I'd like you to hear the music. And I said, John, hearing music is so good to me. I'm a singer, I need to hear words. And he said, well, they're not written yet. I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
And I said, John, I don't care what the words are like, I'll sing it. I'll sing it.
Goldfinger.
I would say her greatest quality was this conviction that she convinced, in 3 notes she convinced everybody else they should be as interested as she is. And so you went along with the story.
Well, it is one of the weirder lyrics I've ever written, it has to be said. Goldfinger, he's the man with the Midas touch, a spider's touch. Such a cold finger beckons you to enter his web of sin, but don't go in. And what was amazing was that she made this insane lyric make sense. You actually believed what she was singing.
Goldfinger. He's a man with a Midas touch. A spider's touch.
From the opening notes to the closing notes, you just believe every goddamn word she sings.
Beckons you to enter his web of sin, but don't go in.
I have this theory that Shirley should sing all of them anyway, every Bond song, because they're just made for Shirley Bassey. You know, they're provocative, they're seductive, and she has a way with that kind of lyric.
Diamonds are forever. They are all I need to please me.
There's only Shirley Bassey who gives that kind of performance. And I think everyone would probably sum it up in the word drama, that there is a drama and a glamour, and also a sort of, the reason why she's right for James Bond is a sort of a danger.
But Shirley Bassey's professional success was a sharp contrast to the dramas in her personal life. She had to deal with rumours that her first husband and manager, Kenneth Hume, was gay and not the father of her second child, Samantha. They divorced, but remained friends. And Shirley was devastated when he was found dead in 1967.
I don't need love.
I think she had to deal with the dramas and tragedies of her life. You know, we knew her first husband, we knew her in that era, in the 60s in London, when everything was going on. But she sailed through it all like a battle cruiser, you know.
Alongside the younger admirers, current Bond composer David Arnold wanted to reunite the winning combination of Barry and Black.
Come to me. No, it's only once. Okay, to help.
You're just doing the John Barry song.
Yes, but I made a mistake because the repeat is not on there, it's on here.
John likes a certain kind of lyric. I mean, I've been writing with him for 40 years, so I know what he likes, and he likes a simplicity. It's a story about somebody who's waited quite a while to find love, but as if to say, you know, it's never too late type of thing. It's a kind of a September song, if you like.
Love has no season. There are no rules. Those who stop dreaming are fools.
It's very interesting, actually, that we started playing through the John Barry, Don Black song, and her first instinct was, oh, thank goodness, I've got a song that's got a verse, a chorus, a bridge, and an out. It's easy.
But the ease of working with her old partners only underlines the challenges for Shirley in coming to terms with new songs that sit rather less firmly in the tradition. While she's been in rehearsals, David Arnold and his conductor have been concentrating on taking the writer's demos and arranging them for the orchestra.
The way that Shirley had always made records historically, they'd record her and the orchestra all in one go, 2 or 3 takes, moving on. That's what you would do. And you'd record the whole album in 2 or 3 days. That would be it. And the idea that everything would be done and she would just come in at the end and sing on the top of it, it's something that didn't appear to be, she wasn't that comfortable with it to start off with.
It's the first opportunity for Dame Shirley to see what David Arnold has been up to as she now enters his world.
How are you, stranger?
Okay, we've been working hard.
Yeah?
I know.
We've been working hard.
We have been working very hard.
Hi, sweetheart.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you. This is sounding really pretty.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which one?
She must come to terms not only with new songwriters, but a new way of recording.
All right, guys, let's do this, please. And Ralph, if you can start us off, please.
A favourite song in rehearsal was After the Rain. Despite loving the melody, Shirley was uncertain of how to sing it.
I know it is dying for you, the sleet and the snow.
Richard Hawley's song was a world away from Bassey's usual style.
The song I thought would be right was a bit more folky in a way than I thought that anything that she'd ever done. And I thought because it was kind of a new album, that it'd be okay to do that. After the rains have gone, something inside me I know is dying for you, girl. This sleet and this snow just drifts me, I know, away. After the rains have gone, something inside me cries, what's behind that door? Life's about beginnings and endings, you know, and that is about getting through one period in your life and having the strength to carry on to another. That's what the songs are about. But I just can't fake it anymore. And it is, you're quite right, it's quite tragic. It isn't like a great grand song. It's just a little sliver of humanity. Just a small thing, not anything grand or bold. And I thought it might be interesting for her to sing that, you know.
This girl just can't take it anymore.
I thought if we sing it like that,
It's gorgeous, right?
pretty. I said I wouldn't sing that out really that much more than that. I think a little, but
Yeah,
if we can get that sense of intimacy.
You want to come and say hello?
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Dame Shirley. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet Miss Shirley Bassey. Shirley, I'm a great fan of yours.
Oh, really?
Yes, I am.
That's marvellous.
I've got all your records, every one of your
Yes?
records.
Except one.
Yes,
Oh.
except.
Yeah. Well, you see, Ernie, is very sensitive about the words, and
Yes, yes.
the words on this record make him cry.
Yes, they do.
Oh, well, which one of my songs makes him cry?
Hey, Big Spender.
Hey, big spender, spend a little time with...
After Bond, Shirley Bassey's success was colossal. Long before Madonna, she was the original Material Girl.
To have fun, 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 how's about a few laughs, laughs.
She had her own TV program and sell-out shows across the world.
Let me show you a good time. Hey, big spender.
But by the end of the 70s, the glamorous showbiz world Shirley had conquered was starting to fade. Now divorced for the second time with few challenges left in her career, she went into semi-retirement, away from the public spotlight.
Despite the fact that you're this performer who is on stage and you inhabit the song on the stage, but you are a very private person, aren't you?
Yes, yeah.
So it's a trial for you. Even sitting here with me, I'm lucky to be here. Because I know that. Because I know you hate it, really.
I do. It's that shyness. And talking, well, we're talking music, that's okay, but to talk about me and my personal life, is hell.
I know nothing. I don't know.
Success is, in a way, it just ruins you, really. It ruins your personal life and relationships, especially for a woman. The success broke up my marriage, and it didn't help my children any.
In 1985, tragedy struck. The death of her daughter Samantha, aged only 21, who died in mysterious circumstances.
She has had, in her personal life, a bumpy ride, but she has this inner drive that enables her to deal with it and move on without sacrificing her talent.
Must watch you go dancing by.
Having done everything that she's done, why would you want to go back into a little studio and be out there again to be judged, criticised, and wrung out as much as possible? I think it says a lot for her that she did that, because, you know, it's a very different world in terms of female artists, and it's a very different world in terms of the way that records are made, you know, because she didn't have to.
This is a key stage of the album. Shirley lays down her vocals, and the producer, David Arnold, takes the opportunity to get to grips with his artist.
Forever
from Tiger Bay.
Quite a few of these lines and phrases now that are really beginning to change shape.
Yeah.
A boring technical note, on a bought a ticket of a lifetime line, I wonder if we might be able to soften them, so it's like rather than bought, we might be able to, slightly American bought a ticket, so it's slightly less.
Ah, but it's very Welsh,
sibilant.
you see.
I bought a ticket.
I bought a ticket. We pronounce our T's.
You're just intuitively musical, aren't you, really? So
Yes,
essentially, there's no science to this, or...
No, I mean, I don't read a note of music. But I always insist on having the music there, because I can tell if I have to go up or down or stay on the same note. That's about it.
And you never ever thought to yourself, yeah, I think I'm going to learn to read music?
I did, and my throat specialist said, oh, I think it would change your naturalness.
Yes.
Because then you would be singing the notes too perfect and too rounded. Don't go there. Forever young I will stay, the girl from Tiger Bay.
That was perfect.
That was perfect, wasn't it? That was absolutely dead on.
It's another tricky one out of the way. Excellent.
Can I go now?
Nearly.
Nearly. Got one more.
Some songs went smoothly, but one song was proving a struggle. The producer, David Arnold's own composition.
Where is the solace that I crave? Will it still haunt me to my grave? Too broken to forgive, too painful to relive now. Oh, not right, it's not right. Where is the solace that I crave?
That I crave. You said this is one of those.
Yeah, I knew it would be from the beginning. Spot these, my love. It's going up and down. It doesn't. But me.
Sure.
To sing it, it doesn't make sense.
David, is there
You seem to be playing the wrong key there.
Is to change the tune?
It's too low. She can't reach the low notes. The high bits are too high. I couldn't figure out how we kind of missed it in all that sort of rehearsing.
Just go in for that line. Just go for that line. I know. There may be. Don't worry.
And we were looking at each other and thinking, this might be the first casualty. I'm thinking it's a shame because it's mine.
Where is the solace that I crave?
Sorry, it's in your head the wrong way. Where is the solace that I crave? David, what do you think about...
David,
Yes.
where do you want us to go from?
Well, just go from there, maybe other arms. Yep.
Gonna be one of those.
I know.
There may be other arms to hold.
And she sings it again and again and again, and all the time. Really pushes herself quite hard in the studio.
Shall I
To say no?
throw it? Shall I throw it?
No.
And I remember sometimes I was thinking, God, I wouldn't push my mum as hard as I'm pushing you.
I think we should just do one more.
How can we say this?
Yeah.
How can we say this? Oh, I'm just going to pop out the piano with you, Mike.
Oh, he's coming into our territory. No, mustn't.
just to...
No, producers mustn't come in.
Not
It's
in
bad
it.
luck.
He's not. Is he?
Bad luck.
All right, stay there. Tell him to stay there. No, just stay. It's bad luck apparently. So you've got to go to the other room.
Now what? It's too low.
It's
and
just.
then it's too high.
It's just a matter. It's a matter of making it work for the record.
Yeah, but to make it work for the record, it has to work for me.
I agree.
Yeah.
My ear was picking up something else. A bit, and that's where not reading music comes into it, because your ear wants to sing something else. It goes off somewhere. David and Mike won't let me do that. And I keep saying, it's artistic license. Give me artistic license.
Just try one more.
I will try one more.
Do one more time all the way through, and then we'll have a look at a few bits.
Brilliant.
We'd readjusted the second half of the verse, and I said, well, let's try that to see how it gets on. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. She sang it once, and it was just like a different record. It was like a different record, and like she was a different person.
How long does a heart stay broken? How long if the pain's unspoken? No solace in a kiss, no comfort in a sigh, no good about goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Nailed. Take your headphones
Congratulations.
off. Take your headphones off. Let's move on.
Goodbye.
The only woman to write a song for the album was Katie Tunstall, who provided a folk song for Shirley to sing.
Night arrived in her shining dress, the water calm and still. The only sound for miles around was a hungry cat on a windowsill. In amongst the
Her song, Nice Men, underwent the biggest transformation.
where have all the nice boys, where have all the good boys, where have all the nice boys gone?
This is one that nearly didn't get done.
Yeah. Is that because you couldn't find your way round it?
Yeah, it was very difficult. It was not me at all. And I had to make it me. Because I liked the song, but I didn't think it was me. But the way it's written, it's not. You can't make it sexy. It should be sexy. It should be slow and...
You try at the tempo you think it should go, and I'll just try and follow you.
Night arrived in a shiny dress, and the water calm and still. The only sound for miles around was the hungry cat on a window. It should be blues, yeah.
Yeah.
You know something like from Cats.
Yeah.
Night arrived.
Just
I don't know what to do with it.
When I'd first started writing it, my impulsive lyric was boys. Where have all the nice boys gone? And I was thinking, God, that would be so cheeky of her to sing that. And then I thought, no, that's actually totally inappropriate. She should sing men.
Sorry.
It's all right.
In the studio, Shirley's natural instinct changed the lyrics even further, putting a bassy spin on the song.
I took my eyes off the one.
It was called Nice Men.
Men.
But you didn't like nice, you turned it into bad.
I don't recall. Maybe I did change.
Don't give me you don't recall. You changed it on purpose.
Where have all the nice men? Where have all the good men? Where have all the bad men gone?
We actually re-recorded it last week, and I did a version of it, which was sort of dirty. So it's filthy in a slightly different way.
Where have they gone? Who knows? Where have they gone? Well, nobody knows. Oh. That is dirty, David. That is dark and dirty.
The thing that Shirley Bassey has that many don't is that she's just so sexy.
Sensual more than just sexy, I think.
Oh, no, at the start it's more sex.
It was sensual.
Yeah, no, I know, but at the start it's just unbridled and natural. I mean, it's just so stunning. Well, the legs, I mean, you know, greatest pair of legs you ever saw in the 70s.
There's not many women who are able to be very sexual and very popular across the board. I think it can be a very threatening figure, the predatory female diva. And she's just got the personality to handle it where you just love her.
Where have all the nice men? Where have all the good men? Where have all the bad men gone?
Yeah, well, that's certainly...
Yes.
That's going to be great.
She hasn't really heard any of these.
That was the first
There's
one.
a great range to the songs. I mean, that is so different to what preceded, to...
Absolutely.
After the Rain or something like that.
Yeah. Come on in, David.
That's where we heard that soft side, that low rain.
Dame Shirley was curious to hear how Richard Hawley's song, After the Rain, had turned out.
After the rains have gone, something inside me I know is dying for you. The sleet and the snow just drift me, I know, away. They brought out some nuances of my voice that I didn't know was there. The softness, that I could sing softly, which answers my critics and that I am not a belter. I hate that word anyway. This girl just can't take it anymore.
It's great. It really is a Shirley Bassey song after all. I love the key change, that was very subtle. Yeah, he knows what he's doing, Mr. Arnold, doesn't he? That's great.
I just can't take that my love don't want to fake.
I believe her as well. Do you know what I mean? It's not a 17-year-old kid faking it. It adds weight to it, you know. Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you, Shirley.
This girl just can't take it anymore. No, never sung a song.
That's the first time you've heard yourself like that, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've never done a song like that.
It's very exposed, isn't it?
It's very
it really is gorgeous.
Shall we dance? Da, 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 shall we dance? Well done. Well done. Thank you. The voice. You've got to do a good job of the mixing now. Otherwise you won't get it any more petty.
Have we been all right so
yeah,
far?
we did.
Okay, good.
Yeah. The word is about.
Shirley Bassey has come out of retirement for this album, and it's not the first time she's risen to a challenge. Over the years, she's been lured back onto the stage and into the charts by a new generation of performers and fans.
All just a little bit of history repeating.
In 2007, she played the coveted Sunday afternoon legend slot at Glastonbury.
I loved the atmosphere of it. I mean, I got caught up with it. I didn't think I would. I thought, what am I doing in all this mud? I don't do mud. I do glamour, you know, in the gowns, sort of trailing along the stage, but not trailing in the mud.
I said, what are you going to wear? Surely it might be raining, there might be mud. She said, you know what? I don't care. She said, if they want Shirley Bassey, I'm going to give them Shirley Bassey.
This strange thing took hold. There's this electricity in the air, you know, and I was away with it. I got caught up in it. So this song is for all you big spenders, okay? The minute you walked in the joint.
She's 72 years old, Shirley. What's happened to her voice over the years? It sounds pretty much like it always sounded, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought when I saw her at Glastonbury, she's just so powerful. I mean, she stole the whole festival.
So let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every man I see.
One of the great things about seeing her was knowing that she still got her instrument completely intact. And that must be very difficult because it's just a physical thing. I mean, it's a muscle, and some people aren't lucky as they get older that they don't keep their voice.
Frank Sinatra didn't have the vocal power, but replaced that with as he got older, replaced it with a sort of experience. But Shirley Bassey's still got the vocal power.
It really was phenomenal. I will never, ever forget that.
And has that changed things for you? Could this have happened if you hadn't had that experience, you think?
It may not have. I think probably these people suddenly saw, you know, me at Glastonbury, Granny, you know, and maybe but I like to think they said, oh, I'd like to write a song.
So how's it gone? How do you think it's gone?
It was sometimes frustrating, sometimes exhilarating when I got it. You know, when I didn't get it, I can't do that!
Well, she's very tough to work with, isn't she?
Because we haven't...
She's a pussycat, actually.
You're kidding. They bossed me around something
We
terrible.
bossed you a bit. We bossed you a bit.
Whoa.
You've only knocked a couple of music stands
It's
over.
over, that's all.
Yes,
I didn't
easy.
hit anybody. When I threw a tantrum, they just didn't react.
We did have one, I
Yeah,
suppose.
no,
There was
I
one. There was
loved
one.
it.
There was.
The stand.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, no, there was one with a
stand and
threat.
headphones.
Yeah.
And the
ripping up
headphones.
the music.
No, I didn't rip it up.
Now I know we've made a Shirley Bassey record.
You know, the producer says, could we do that again? Could we do that again? Could we do that again? Could we do that again?
But I usually
And I must say,
usually-
I was very patient about it. No, because if he says do it again, it means that
Yeah,
it isn't right.
absolutely. No,
And I'm a perfectionist, and I got angry at myself, nobody else.
It's been 3 months since Shirley finished the album, and now, for one night only, thanks to these new songs, she's reborn again as the performer.
So the electric proms are coming.
Don't. The idea of going on a live stage is nerve-wracking. And as I get older, the shyness gets worse.
I think for a lot of performers, performance is a matter of life and death. Because if the performance isn't right, they're gonna, well, but that's what people say, you know, I died.
Somebody once said to me, it's a pity you can't see yourself on a live stage. And I started to think about that, you know. So I suppose I should be analysed.
Have you never done that then?
No. Don't think I want to hear why this shy person can go on stage in front of thousands of people. I'd rather not think about it.
I love the idea of what she does, is that she appears in front of you. The lights go down, the frock, the wig, the curtains, the orchestra. It's Shirley Bassey. I mean, you know she's going to give, you know, the show of a lifetime, because that's all she can do.
Shirley Bassey's performances have always been about triumph over tragedy, and she's kept her private scars well hidden. But tonight she's the diva at her most public and most private, confronting herself as never before with a song written by the Pet Shop Boys.
It was written from the point of view of a diva, where you've got someone who goes through a lot of heartache, but is sort of fulfilled by her performance.
Brave face, stiff upper lip, will do the trick. Look, the mask is firm, the face is mine. It seems fine until the final day. I'll play this part the only way I can. For to live, I have to give the performance of my life. What's the truth?
I think that there are performers who prioritize their performance and their career over their private life. But I think it is such a powerful thing to be such a powerful performer that the rest of your life exists in the shadow of that performance. And that for many people, many performers like that, they're most truly alive on stage.
Right on cue, I fell in love with you. You caused many a tear. I had applause. I had a career until the the final day, I'll play this part the only way I can. For to live, I have to give the performance of my until that final day, I'll play the part the only way I can. For to live, I have to give the performance of my... And that's how I went on stage. Every song was the performance of my life. So that song really, it really hit home. I thank them for bringing those emotions out in me and the love that they put into those songs. And I hope I've done them those writers justice. I bought a ticket of a lifetime. There's no denying who I am. Forever young I will stay, the girl from Tiger Bay, the girl from Tiger